Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Success, it doesn't come to the lazy. Greatness, it doesn't belong to those who sit back waiting for motivation to strike like lightning. No, success is earned, discipline is built, and greatness is forged in the fire of action. Setting clear goals is the foundation of overcoming laziness. Without direction, the mind drifts and distractions take control. The reason so many people struggle with laziness isn't because they lack the ability to work hard. It's because they don't have a defined purpose driving them. When you don't know where you're going, it's easy to stand still. That's why clarity is everything. The moment you get specific about what you want, laziness starts to lose its grip on you. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning with no real plan, it's easy to stay in bed. But when you have a mission, when you know exactly what needs to get done, your mindset shifts. That's the power of setting clear goals. They give you direction, they give you purpose, and purpose is what fuels action. A goal should never be vague. Saying, "I want to be successful," is not a goal. It's a wish. Success has to be defined. Do you want to start a business? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to wake up earlier? You have to be precise. A clear goal sounds like this. I will wake up at 5 a.m. every day and exercise for 30 minutes. Or, I will read one book per month to improve my knowledge. When you set specific goals, your brain locks in on them. You stop making excuses because there's no confusion about what needs to be done. Another key to setting goals is breaking them down into smaller steps. The bigger the goal, the more overwhelming it feels. And when something feels overwhelming, laziness creeps in. That's why people procrastinate. They look at the big picture and feel discouraged before they even start. The solution? Break it down. If your goal is to lose 20 pounds, don't focus on the 20 pounds. Focus on eating one healthy meal today. Focus on exercising for just 15 minutes. When you master these small steps, they compound into big results. A major reason people fail to achieve their goals is that they don't attach a deadline. Without a sense of urgency, tasks get pushed to tomorrow. And we all know that tomorrow never comes. That's why every goal should have a clear deadline. When you set a timeline, you create pressure. And pressure, when used correctly, creates movement. If you say, "I want to write a book someday," you'll never start. But if you say, "I will write one chapter per week and finish my book in 6 months," now you have something to work toward. Deadlines force action, and action kills laziness. Writing down your goals is another powerful strategy. Studies have shown that people who write their goals down are significantly more likely to achieve them. Why? Because writing turns thoughts into something tangible. It forces clarity. It makes the goal real. When you put your goals on paper, they stop being ideas floating in your mind and become commitments. Keep your written goals somewhere visible, a journal, a sticky note on your mirror, or even a note on your phone. Seeing them daily keeps them fresh in your mind and reminds you of what you're working toward. Another important factor is the why behind your goal. If your goal has no strong reason behind it, motivation will fade quickly. Why do you want to get in shape? Why do you want to build that business? Why do you want to develop self-discipline? Your reason has to be strong enough to push you through the days when you don't feel like working. When the motivation fades, your why will keep you moving. Maybe you want to get fit to be healthier for your family. Maybe you want to succeed in your career to provide a better life for your loved ones. When your reason is deep, laziness has no power over you. Another trick to setting effective goals is using visualization. Close your eyes and picture yourself achieving the goal. Imagine how it feels, what it looks like, the emotions attached to it. Your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So when you visualize success, your mind starts working toward it as if it's already happening. Olympic athletes use this technique all the time. They visualize themselves crossing the finish line before they even race. And when the time comes, their body follows through because their mind already believes it's possible. The final piece to setting clear goals is tracking your progress. What gets measured gets improved. If you don't track your progress, you won't know if you're moving forward. Keep a journal, use an app, or simply take notes on what you accomplish each day. When you see progress, even small progress, it builds momentum. And momentum is the enemy of laziness. When you realize you're making progress, you want to keep going. You want to keep going. Small wins turn into big wins, and before you know it, laziness is no longer a part of your life. Creating a routine is one of the most powerful ways to overcome laziness because it eliminates the need to rely on motivation. Motivation is unpredictable. It comes and goes. But a solid routine, that's what keeps you moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. When you build a structured daily plan, you take the guesswork out of what needs to be done. You no longer have to wake up and decide whether you'll be productive or not. The decision has already been made because your routine is set in place. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with laziness is that they wake up without a plan. They roll out of bed with no clear direction, and before they know it, hours have passed and nothing has been accomplished. This happens because, in the absence of structure, distractions take over. Social media, TV, and endless scrolling become the default. But when you create a daily routine, you eliminate those wasted hours. You train your mind and body to follow a pattern of productivity. A good routine starts with a strong morning. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you begin your morning hitting the snooze button, scrolling through your phone, or lying in bed with no urgency, you've already lost momentum before the day even begins. That's why successful people have morning routines that prime them for productivity. Whether it's waking up at the same time every day, exercising, reading, or meditating, a structured morning creates the energy needed to keep going throughout the day. Another important part of a routine is scheduling specific time blocks for essential tasks. If you say, "I'll work out sometime today," chances are you'll never do it. But if you say, "I will work out from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., now it's part of your schedule. When you assign a time to a task, it becomes a commitment. This eliminates procrastination because the decision has already been made. There's no internal debate about whether you should do it now or later. You just do it. Consistency is key when building a routine. It takes time for a habit to form, but once it's ingrained, it becomes automatic. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up and wonder if you should brush your teeth today. It's part of your daily routine, so you do it without thinking. That's the level of consistency you need to develop with your productive habits. At first, sticking to a routine might feel uncomfortable, but over time, it becomes second nature. One way to reinforce a routine is by using habit stacking. This means attaching a new habit to an existing one. For example, if you already drink coffee every morning, stack a new habit onto it, like reading for 10 minutes while you drink. If you always take a shower at night, use that as a trigger to plan out your next day's schedule before bed. Habit stacking makes it easier to adopt new routines because you're building on something that's already part of your life. Another crucial aspect of a routine is eliminating decision fatigue. Every time you have to decide whether to do something, you use up mental energy. If you spend all day deciding when to work, when to eat, or when to exercise, you're wasting energy that could be spent on actually doing the tasks. That's why the most successful people simplify their routines. They plan their days in advance, so there's no room for indecision. They wake up knowing exactly what needs to be done, which removes the temptation to procrastinate. One of the biggest distractions in today's world is technology. Smartphones, social media, endless notifications. These things are designed to capture your attention and keep you hooked. Every time you pick up your phone to check one notification, it leads to 5 minutes of scrolling, which turns into 30 minutes, and before you know it, an hour has passed. That's why setting boundaries with technology is crucial. One simple way to do this is by turning off non-essential notifications. If your phone is constantly buzzing, your focus will always be interrupted. Put your phone on silent or use the Do Not Disturb mode when you're working on something important. Another powerful strategy is creating a distraction-free workspace. Your environment plays a huge role in your productivity. If your workspace is cluttered, noisy, or filled with things that tempt you to procrastinate, you'll struggle to stay focused. A clean, organized workspace helps your mind stay clear and focused. If possible, designate a specific area in your home where you do your work. When you enter that space, your brain will associate it with productivity, making it easier to stay on task. The people around you can also be distractions. If you surround yourself with unmotivated, unfocused people, their habits will rub off on you. That's why it's important to set boundaries with those who constantly interrupt your workflow. If you have friends or family members who always want to talk while you're trying to work, let them know when you're unavailable. A simple phrase like, "I need to focus for the next hour, let's talk after," can make a big difference in protecting your time. Multitasking is another hidden distraction that many people don't realize is making them lazy. When you try to do multiple things at once, your brain has to constantly switch between tasks, which actually makes you less efficient. Instead of multitasking, use the single tacking method. Focus on one thing at a time, complete it, then move on to the next. This improves both productivity and quality of work. Having a clear plan for your day helps eliminate distractions before they even arise. When you don't have a schedule, it's easy to get distracted by whatever seems urgent in the moment. But when you have a to-do list or a structured plan, you know exactly what needs to get done, making it easier to stay focused. A good strategy is to write down your top 3 priorities for the day and tackle them first before checking emails, social media, or other distractions. Another useful technique is the time blocking method. This means dedicating specific time slots for different tasks. For example, if you need to work on an important project, set aside 2 hours where you do nothing else but focus on that project. During this time, remove all possible distractions. Put your phone in another room, close unnecessary tabs on your computer, and let people know you're unavailable. By setting aside focused work periods, you train your brain to concentrate for longer periods without interruption. One overlooked distraction is mental clutter. If your mind is filled with too many thoughts, worries, or unfinished tasks, it can be just as distracting as external interruptions. That's why it helps to do a quick mental dump before starting a task. Take a few minutes to write down any thoughts or concerns on a piece of paper. Once they're written down, your brain won't feel the need to keep thinking about them, allowing you to focus better on the task at hand. Laziness often sneaks in when distractions provide an easier escape than doing the work. That's why the key is to make distractions harder to access while making productivity easier. If you eliminate distractions, you eliminate the temptation to procrastinate, making it much easier to stay disciplined and overcome laziness. The 5-second rule is a simple yet powerful tool to overcome laziness and procrastination. It was popularized by Mel Robbins and is based on the idea that hesitation kills action. The moment you hesitate, your brain starts coming up with excuses, doubts, and fears. You start thinking about how hard the task is, how tired you feel, or how you'd rather do it later. And before you know it, the opportunity to take action is gone. But with the 5-second rule, you don't give your mind a chance to talk you out of it. You count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And you take action before laziness can creep in. Laziness often wins because people wait until they feel like doing something. But the truth is, you will never feel like it all the time. The brain is wired to seek comfort and avoid effort. So if you're always waiting for motivation, you'll rarely get anything done. The 5-second rule removes the need for motivation and replaces it with immediate action. The moment you think about doing something important, waking up early, exercising, working on a project, you count down from 5 and move. No second guessing, no overthinking, just action. One of the best ways to use this rule is for getting out of bed. Most people struggle with snoozing their alarm in the morning. The alarm goes off, and instead of getting up, they hit snooze and convince themselves they need 5 more minutes. That 5 minutes turns into 10, then 20, and before they know it, they've wasted an hour. But with the 5-second rule, the moment your alarm rings, you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you physically get out of bed. No thinking, no debating. This simple habit can transform your mornings and set the tone for a productive day. Another great use of the 5-second rule is overcoming procrastination on tasks you don't want to do. Whether it's starting an assignment, making a difficult phone call, or going to the gym, the hardest part is always starting. But once you begin, momentum kicks in. The moment you catch yourself thinking, "I'll do it later," stop and count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take the first step. Open your laptop, lace up your shoes, pick up the phone. Whatever the first action is, just do it immediately. This rule also helps with facing fears and doubts. Many times, Laziness is not the real problem, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. You may want to start a business, ask for a promotion, or speak up in a meeting, but fear paralyzes you. Your mind starts creating worst-case scenarios, and you talk yourself out of it. But with the 5-second rule, you don't give fear time to control you. The moment you feel the hesitation, you count down and act before your brain can stop you. Another way to apply this rule is in breaking bad habits. If you find yourself reaching for junk food, scrolling endlessly on social media, or wasting time on distractions, you can use the 5-minute rule to disrupt the pattern. The moment you realize you're about to engage in a bad habit, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and redirect yourself towards something productive. This simple interruption helps you take back control and make better decisions. One reason this rule is so effective is that it triggers the brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making and taking action. When you count down, you engage this part of the brain, shifting focus from hesitation to movement. This interrupts the old pattern of overthinking and replaces it with a new habit of action. Over time, your brain rewires itself to become more action-oriented, and laziness naturally fades away. Another key benefit of the 5-minute rule is that it builds self-discipline. Every time you use it, you strengthen your ability to take control of your actions. You prove to yourself that you don't need to feel ready, you just need to act. This builds confidence and momentum, making it easier to stay productive and consistent. The rule also works in small, everyday decisions that add up over time. For example, if you know you should drink more water, but you keep putting it off, count down and take a sip. If you know you need to send an important email, count down and hit send. These small moments of action create bigger habits of discipline, which eventually eliminate laziness altogether. Some people might doubt if something so simple can really work, but the truth is, most productivity hacks fail because they are too complicated. The 5-minute rule is so powerful because it's easy to remember, easy to use, and works instantly. The moment you start applying it consistently, you'll notice a shift in your mindset. You'll stop waiting for the perfect moment, and you'll start taking control of your time and energy. Exercise and movement play a crucial role in overcoming laziness. When people think of laziness, they often imagine a lack of motivation or willpower. But in reality, laziness is often the result of low energy levels. The human body was not designed to sit around all day, it was designed to move. The state of Alyosha, when you spend too much time inactive, your energy levels drop. Your body becomes sluggish, and your mind starts to feel tired. The less you move, the less energy you have, and the cycle of laziness continues. The best way to break out of this cycle is to incorporate regular movement and exercise into your daily routine. Many people think they need an intense workout regimen to see results, but that's not true. You don't have to spend hours in the gym lifting heavy weights or running long distances. Even small amounts of movement throughout the day can drastically improve your energy levels, mood, and overall motivation. A quick 10-minute walk, a few stretching exercises, or even standing up and moving around can wake up your body and mind. The key is to make movement a habit. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with laziness is mental fog. That sluggish, tired feeling that makes it hard to focus. Exercise is one of the best ways to clear mental fog and improve brain function. When you move your body, your brain gets more oxygen and blood flow, which increases clarity, focus, and concentration. You've probably noticed that after a workout, you feel more awake and alert. That's because exercise releases endorphins, which are chemicals in the brain that make you feel good and give you a boost of energy. The more you move, the more you create this natural energy, making it easier to stay productive throughout the day. Laziness also thrives in a stagnant lifestyle. If you wake up, sit down all day, and then go to bed without much movement in between, your body adapts to that low energy state. Your metabolism slows down, your muscles weaken, and your motivation decreases. But when you incorporate movement, you break the cycle. Something as simple as stretching in the morning, taking a short walk after meals, or standing up every hour can completely change how you feel. The key is to get your body moving regularly so you don't fall into a lazy, low-energy state. One of the easiest ways to add more movement to your day is by starting your morning with exercise. This doesn't mean you need to do an intense workout first thing in the morning, but even 5–10 minutes of stretching, yoga, or light cardio can wake you up and set the tone for a productive day. When you start your morning with movement, you send a signal to your brain and body that it's time to be active. This helps you stay energized and focused throughout the day. Another key benefit of exercise is that it reduces stress and anxiety. Many times, laziness is not just physical, it's mental. When you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or stressed, you might shut down and avoid doing anything at all. Exercise is a natural stress reliever because it helps release tension, clear your mind, and improve your mood. The next time you feel lazy because you're overwhelmed, try going for a quick walk, doing some deep breathing or stretching for a few minutes. You'll notice that movement helps you feel lighter, calmer, and more ready to tackle your tasks. Incorporating exercise into your routine doesn't have to be complicated. If you struggle with laziness, make it as easy as possible to move more. You can do bodyweight exercises at home, take the stairs instead of the elevator, or even dance to your favorite song for a few minutes. The goal is not perfection, it's consistency. The more you move, the more energy you create, and the less laziness has a hold on you. One powerful way to stay motivated is by making movement enjoyable. Many people avoid exercise because they think of it as something they have to do, rather than something they get to do. But movement should be something you enjoy. Find activities that make you feel good, whether it's playing a sport, riding a bike, swimming, hiking, or dancing. When you enjoy the movement, it stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like a reward. When you enjoy the movement, it stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like a reward. Another way to stay consistent is to set small, achievable goals. Many people fail because they set unrealistic expectations, like going from zero exercise to working out an hour every day. Instead, start small. Commit to 5 minutes of movement each day. Once that becomes a habit, increase it to 10 minutes, then 20. Over time, exercise will feel like a normal part of your routine rather than something you struggle to do. Laziness thrives in a body that isn't being used. The human body is meant to move, and when you move it, you unlock more energy, more motivation, and more focus. Exercise is not just about getting in shape. It's about keeping your mind sharp, your energy high, and your productivity strong. The more you move, the more you eliminate laziness, making it easier to take action, stay disciplined, and achieve your goals. Time and stay in your comfort zone. If you want to overcome laziness, you need to limit your time with people who hold you back and start spending more time with those who inspire and challenge you. If you don't currently have a strong circle of motivated people, you can start by seeking out mentors. A mentor doesn't have to be someone you know personally. It can be someone you learn from through books, podcasts, or videos. Listen to successful, hardworking individuals who share their habits, routines, and mindsets. Absorb their wisdom and start applying it to your own life. Over time, their way of thinking will become your way of thinking. Another powerful way to build a motivated environment is by eliminating distractions and surrounding yourself with motivation. Create a workspace that inspires you. Put up quotes, vision boards, or reminders of your goals. Listen to motivational speeches, audiobooks, or podcasts that reinforce the mindset you want to develop. When you immerse yourself in a high-energy, success-driven environment, laziness naturally fades away because your mind becomes focused on progress. If you want to push yourself even further, challenge yourself with competition. Healthy competition can be an incredible motivator. Whether it's at work, in fitness, or in a skill you're trying to master, having a rival or a challenge can push you beyond what you thought you were capable of. Competition forces you to step up, improve, and stay committed because you don't want to fall behind. Surrounding yourself with motivated people doesn't just increase your productivity, it also changes your self-position. When you're around winners, you start to see yourself as a winner. You start to expect more from yourself and demand more from your actions. Over time, This mindset shift eliminates laziness because you begin to identify as someone who takes action, stays disciplined, and gets things done. At the end of the day, you become the sum of the people you spend the most time with. If you want to overcome laziness, make sure your environment is filled with people who inspire you to work harder, aim higher, and stay focused. Your energy, mindset, and habits will transform when you surround yourself with the right influences.